So first of all, check this out. So that's what's going on here. They're putting in they're gonna have a concert here today, and it's pretty bad. Unbelievable, man. Everything from, they've got trailers over there for people to sleep in. They've got places to eat that are shaded, and what a freaking operation. I can't even imagine what this would cost to put it together. But hey, Vegas is Vegas. I was stationed out here in the Air Force, Nellis Air Force Base. I was a engineering assistant in the Air Force for about 4 years, and this was where I was stationed out of. So it was kind of cool. Taught me something, taught me not to gamble, learning from the School of Hard Knocks. So this thing with Hormozi, this was amazing. I'm a little hard to please, I think, about a lot of things when you come to business, and I'll tell you what, they are world class. We literally got access to their whole team, and there were 100 of us, people in every kind of business you can possibly think of. And by the time that we got done, I got to hear or be a part of and have them analyze and help us think through some things that we're doing. And what's really cool is I'm not just trying to figure this out. They're saying, well, this is the best way we think, and this is why. And, and they tell you about, like your key people, and, a lot of it's set up to say, hey, if you want to sell your business at any given time. And they actually team up with certain businesses that they think are probably extraordinary, and from what I can tell, don't have a lot of capital outlay to grow. Our business model, they are very excited about what we're doing, and they think that it's a really scalable thing. So we went over everything, man. We went over what the business makes, where our EBITDA, what it would take to make your business more saleable, as far as your key players, what to do when you start your next location for us, how to grow, how to hire. The key components of hiring, the same culture that you have, and the reasons for that. And then they go into, social media, posting, how to get your leads, how to get your lists, how to get your sales force put together, what you should do, whether you should do it, how big it should be, what's the key components of that, and how to train them. And it was literally 2 days of 9 to 5 was yesterday, 9 to 6 was the first day, and it was nonstop. We had like a 4 or 5 15-minute breaks, and that's it. So here I am. Our video this week's going to be late because I was supposed to put it out yesterday. Well, the internet here at the hotel, I guess there's too many people here or something, because it's not loading things very fast. So just incredible. The video we're putting out is where we got caught on taking out putting in those bootleg units. So that's kind of interesting. And Logan's enamored with this place. He's overlooking at a new hotel that they just finished up. We're heading out to get some breakfast and going to get on the plane. So we're going to use this 5 hours on the plane. Going back, we have a connecting flight, and it's going to be about a 5-hour flight. And we're going to use it to plan. So we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on a bunch of things that we've been thinking about and holding off on until we got this information. So that's where we're at. So it's pretty exciting. I'm encouraged. I talked to a lot of people, and I asked them about Richard Brunson. I talked to a lot of guys that are, they do different types of businesses that we do, than we do. All these businesses are businesses that are making $1 million or more, and they're trying to scale to be bigger. So all of them, is awesome to be in a room with a bunch of movers and shakers and people who really are thinking out of the box and are doers. And the class act and the way that the Hormozi weeded out and made sure he brought in, movers and shakers with the right kind of attitude, so we didn't have a bunch of negativity and stuff like that. It's just amazing. Then we had an hour with him and an hour with Layla, and they did questions and answers. And a lot of that stuff, it's funny, the guys that were asking the questions were the least experienced people in the room primarily. And a lot of the things that they were asking they're just really basic ABC things, and they never indicated or went off on any sort of you should really know that or anything like that. They just would answer the questions, and the way that they approach things and the way that they put out their information, there is a wealth of information. It's a very expensive thing. Logan had to pay $5,000. I had to pay $5,000, and their time one-on-one would be worth a huge amount of money. And like I said, I spent probably 35 minutes directly one-on-one with Neil, and he runs their portfolio. And we were discussing the very little idiosyncrasies of our business. And it was, it's just a wealth of information and very encouraging in the sense that, like I'm saying, we're in the demolition business. Is there too much risk? And he's like, well, you can get insurance for risk. And I'm like, all right, so they're talking about risk, and I'm wondering what they mean by risk. And what they're talking about is the risk of doing business when you're undercapitalized or you're not really in a good business, that you don't have a really good fit for making the kind of money that it makes sense for what you're doing. The other risks they were talking about when they were talking about risks and they talked about risks a lot, had to do with your key players. They call it the key man risk, which I've heard of this before. You can hear the music behind me, they're practicing. And they go into a huge amount of information on that and how to, you got to get your key men, your key people in your organization, which would be like Logan and I and Talon, and you've got to be able to hire that stuff. And it's very encouraging to hear them talk about it, about the likelihood that you can hire these things. You don't need a unicorn. You need somebody that just follows procedures and does what you ask them to do and has the right attitude. And then you build the right culture so your people aren't eating each other, And then our business doesn't have a sales component to it at this point. The way we grew and the way that we started this and the uniqueness of our business and how small our marketplace is, we were able to grow this thing. Just basically started off of Craigslist and using Coroplast signs, and now it's almost all word of mouth and the billboards that we use on the sides of our trucks. So those things, brilliant things I learned from the real estate industry, and I applied to our business, and they're working beautifully. They've also helped us understand that we could probably double our growth just through our referral base, just by going out and talking to the people that already believe in us, that do refer us now, and that they could refer us. And I'm asking them, how much money should I give them in that? And they're like, you don't need to give them anything. What you want to do is they want to be able to have somebody come back and say, oh my God, those guys were great. You did a good job. Thanks for referring me. So there's some other things, some distinctions that we got. We're like going into a new marketplace and like, where do you go get your new customers? And Logan was in one group and I was in another group, and we wanted to be in the same group. And they said, well, what we're doing here is we're helping you in another way. You go over there, Logan, Dave, you go over there, and you guys are going to glean two different sets of information out of this workshop. And another brilliant move. Good idea. So we find out through their marketing, their media buyer, there is an an organization that has most of the information that we need that we can plug into for the contractors. The other thing that we learned, and this was from one of the other people that were there, this guy was a roofing guy, and they do a lot of roofing stuff. And what he said is when he goes into a marketplace, and I never thought about this, he says, go talk to the suppliers. The suppliers know everybody. And the suppliers, they will take a kickback or not. I don't like the term kickback. We'll give them referral fees. Referral fees, we'll be upfront about it because we're going to give them a referral fee, and I'm going to give the customer the same discount, same amount on a discount on the job, so that nobody feels like they're getting, maybe taken advantage of. So, two huge distinctions. The sales guys, that is a whole nother thing, and we don't have anybody doing that. And my goal when I started doing this is to get Remove It Pros so that we're running all of our 20 crews. We have the capability of running 20 crews comfortably. We have the max capacity of 25 crews. In our business model, only for 3 to 6 months can we run 25 crews. That's during the part of the year when everybody leaves. And but the other part of the year, you have to admit there's competition who's doing other business, and how can we suck up another 7 or 8 crews worth of that? Well, with the little bit of marketing that we've done, and the marketing way we were doing it, it's very effective, but it's not effective for us, or it hasn't been. We haven't had any luck with, or not much luck. We have a lot of luck with Google AdWords when you're finding the big gigantic buildings to tear down. But there's only a certain amount of those big buildings that are going to be torn down in the marketplace, and there's only 4 or 5 companies doing that. So, and we just keep ourselves out there. And again, you get most of your business from your contractors, your repeat customers, and we have a lot of them. We have a lot of repeat customers that know that we're going to do what we say. We're going to show up and do the job and clean up after ourselves and make sure it's done completely. And we're going to make sure you're happy before we go on to our next job. So the Google review stuff, the media, putting stuff out, content out nonstop, and all that. They have track records with that, and they shared all of it. It's freaking amazing. So at any rate, Logan's going to be back here in a minute. I need to get packed up, and still waiting on this daggone video to load up. I'm going to put it out on Saturday at 9 instead of Friday at 9. And so we'll see you back in Florida, and have a great day. Remove It Pros Demolition, Dave Lockwood, and thanks for watching our video log.